Malibu Dan, Malibu Dan. Episode 17, Darlin Arlen. That's right.
Ooh.
Another Arlen-centric episode. Oh.
This one hits, though, but not in a way that you want.
No, like I told Johnny off air, there's such thing as learning too much about a character, and this episode taught us way more than I ever wanted to know about Arlen, and it made me very sad.
Like, just seeing him and the way he acts and talks, you kind of saw this life, but we didn't need to be confronted with it fully.
We didn't need to see his like single room apartment. We didn't need to see that. We didn't need to find out how old he is. We didn't need, there's so many pieces that we didn't need to know about Arlen, but we learned them all in this episode.
Yeah, it's stuff that we already knew but didn't need to know.
Yeah, I didn't need confirmed. It was like you could figure it out based on who this man was. Like I always joked that he had booze bloat, that he had a drinking problem, but he doesn't have a drinking problem. Spoiler alert, he's a full-on incel. Just a straight-up incel, and it's so sad. It's such a sad thing, and that's why he looks so dogged and just like his skin is like he's got a weight on him. It's because he's carrying the weight of all the women he hates, and it's just, God, it's so sad. Oh, Arlen, I wish we'd never seen it. Oh.
This is so sad. Imagine seeing this in the first group of episodes.
Oh.
Like this would be like episode 6 or something.
Episode 4.
4?
You would hate Arlen for the rest of the series after this. You'd go, I don't want to see any more of this man. I hate this man. Don't let him babysit your daughter. He's going to teach her like horrible things. Like I always made jokes about that. Yeah, maybe he was a creep around, young girls, or, just for fun, just a fun creep, that kind of thing. But like he would straight up just be like, "You're a little turd. You're so mean. I bet you tease all the boys at school. You're just a horrible little girl." And she'd be like, "I'm in the 6th grade. Why are you talking to me like this?" Yuck.
Yeah, he does. How could he like women at this age and this alone?
Ugh. So, first of all, Darlin Arlen is a great episode name, and I was so excited when the episode started. I went, "Darlin Arlen, I can't wait to find out what this means." And then, oh no.
I thought it'd be like a cute little like get him a date and go on a date and something crazy will happen at the restaurant, or
that's exactly where I thought it was going to go as well, that they were going to set him up on like christianmingle.com, of course, and there's a Christian Mingle movie, by the way, that's on PureFlix, so I think we might have to add that to the track of things we're going to watch. But yeah, put him on Christian Mingle, take him out to a nice Italian restaurant, and then like he fumbles the date somehow, and then at the end he goes like, "I'm sorry, I was putting on airs. I was just so nervous to see you. It's been a while since my last date." And then she would go like, "Yeah, it's been a while since my last date too." And then there'd be like a little cute thing, and then the waiter would come over and be like, "Your check," and he'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom," and then laugh track, and the episode would end. Instead, it's just
and like
a descent.
Dan would be hiding in the bathroom, like giving him a device,
exactly.
like something kitschy,
wacky. There'd be some kind of wackiness, but instead, it's just a deep. It's a heart of darkness descent into the sad life of Arlen Haggard, and God, it's just brutal.
It's truly brutal. There's no other way to describe it. No. This is crazy for Malibu Dan, the Family Man episode. Yeah. Do you think the B plot is Emily not making fun of people, so we won't make fun of Arlen after this episode?
I mean, the episode can't help but make fun of Arlen, though. So no, I don't think that lesson lands at all, because literally in his darkest moment, Dan is in the background making fun of him. And it's like, you can't just let this man live, huh? You gotta kick him while he's down, like repeatedly. And then the episode ends with just the cruelest thing being done to him. And I don't get why this episode is the way it is. It's so mean to Arlen. We gotta get into it.
Yeah, we have been getting into it, I would think.
True, yeah. Well, we gotta give specifics, though. So
yeah.
The episode opens with the biker from that jeezuz biker show dressed as a clown. I always love when that guy shows up because you can tell it's him immediately. There's no Fat Scott Aukerman confusion. It's, oh, that's the guy from the Jesus Biker Show. Yeah, clearly that's him.
Yeah, it's he's a creepy clown.
Yeah,
What is his name? Baggy Britches.
Oh, I thought his name was Saggy. I haven't written as Saggy here.
Baggy britches, whatever.
Saggy boy, baggy boy. And Arlen is just being so mean to him. He's like, everybody, they're literally like 1 minute to air. And like he says, 1 minute to air, he's standing on the set, and then he's talking to the clown being like, I hate you. Everyone hates clowns. There's only two kinds of people in this world. People that hate clowns and clowns. And the clown is like, I'm here. You invited me on the show.
I agree with Arlen. Clowns are terrible, but it's kind of weird how culturally clowns went from like these cute, fun things that you brought to children's parties, and then all of a sudden, like late 90s, early 2000s, everybody's like on board with hating clowns.
Oh yeah.
Nobody likes clowns anymore.
Arlen's correct in his assessment. Like, I used to have a book about a clown named Bimbo, and I always thought that was really funny that his name was Bimbo the Clown. It's like, what a weird innocent name from when this book was written in like the 30s. And now you can't call a clown Bimbo. You can't call a woman Bimbo.
Language has changed.
Language has changed. Let's get into that. And what other words are not acceptable for public usage anymore? Why don't you start listing them off and I'll jump in.
China.
Ooh. All right, moving on. But yeah, Arlen's just dumping on him to the point where the clown starts crying. Arlen starts walking off the set and is like, 3, 2, 1, let's go. The show starts, and Arlen is just in the background walking off the set. So people watching would just be like, who's that man? Who's this man leaving?
The audience probably knows Arlen already. He tries to inject himself into the show probably as much as possible.
That's a good point, yeah. What did you think about when the credits started? We see that the Kondelik brothers directed this one. Did you think it was the Kendrick brothers when you first read it, like I did, and got really excited? And they went, oh, no, I don't know who the Kondelik brothers are or care.
No, I didn't see this at all. Or should I go with, I saw this and I thought it was the Kendrick brothers.
No,
Is
that's
that a better take?
That's okay. Well, we got both. We got both. We'll edit one in. It's fine.
Yeah. We'll bleep the other one.
Exactly. Should we just quickly run through the B plot with Emily just to kind of get it out of the way and lay the groundwork for how mean the rest of the episode is?
Yeah. Shauna, the popular girl, is coming over.
Yeah, and Emily's trying to impress her to get in the higher in the social hierarchy of school. And I managed to grab the social hierarchy that she lays out. So I'm going to read it off here so we can go through it, dissect it a little bit here. At the bottom of the social pyramid at her school are goths, dorks, emos, and future prisoners.
But future prisoners are last in that list. So they're above the emos.
Yeah, they're above dorks. Like, apparently goths are the very bottom, which seems crazy to me. Also,
well, I think future prisoners have cigarettes.
You know what? That's a very good point. And in 6th grade, that's really what you're after, is bumming some darts off people.
This is very true.
And she's wrong, by the way. Goths are awesome. Goths were they weren't the bottom of the barrel, certainly. Poor kids are the bottom of the barrel. And then goths are definitely above poor kids at the school, for sure.
Well, this is definitely like an 80s/90s version of the hierarchy of popularity.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure nerds are on the top now.
Yeah, they gotta be, right? Yeah. I mean, TikTok influencers are at the top. And then nerds are below them, nerds/geniuses. The fact that there's that we haven't gotten to it yet, but when you were in high school, did you have any hot goths at your school?
No, we didn't even have any goths at all.
We had a whole gaggle of goths at my high school, and some of them were pretty hot, and it was like, gotta give these people more of a chance, guys, come on. So then above that group of weirdos is the theater kids and the band club, which, as a former theater kid, I can attest that's not really where we were in the hierarchy. I feel like people liked us more than the football players at my school. The football players were celebrated more, certainly, but people hated the football players at my school. They treated them like dirt. So I don't know.
Celebrated maybe by the adults, but like the kids didn't really give a frick.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, in fact, when they would celebrate, it would be like their friends big upping them, but the rest of the school just kind of making that like jaying off hand motion in the crowd, just being like, whatever, we don't care. And we had a great football team at my school. They went like 2 years undefeated. They were unstoppable, but whatever, who cares? But then when we put on Robin Hood, oh, king of the castle.
Robin Hood, were you the hood of the Robin?
I was Friar Tuck because I was fat as frick, and they went, hire the fatty to be Friar Tuck. He'll shave his head and do a Friar Tuck haircut because he'll do anything to be popular.
And did you?
Yeah.
There you go.
It was good.
I don't know what the hierarchy was at my school. I just know I was on the bottom.
Oh, well, that's because you were a goth dork, so...
That's very true.
And
I was a hacker goth dork.
Ooh, and a future prisoner for hacking.
Yeah, for hacking.
I had a kid in elementary school tell me that he hacked the Pentagon once, and I believed him. I was like, that's really cool. You lie,
yeah,
right?
well, that is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could be that cool to hack the Pentagon.
Oh,
Ooh-wee.
my God. Hack the Pentagon! Then farther up, you have jocks, cheerleaders, and geniuses, which are just like better versions of dorks. And then the popular girls are at the very top that rule over everyone else. Makes sense.
Okay, so the geniuses are just below the popular girls?
I guess. Like, big ups to the geniuses, I guess, for really making a run of it. But how did you get up there? Is it because everyone copies your homework? How did the geniuses get on top? Because the geniuses, I feel like they'd be the most like socially weird.
I think it's a Zuckerberg slash, yeah,
Right.
it's just Zuckerberg.
Yeah, they're inventing apps. They're changing the face of social media. Yeah, the geniuses.
The Tesla guy. Everybody loves those guys now.
Exactly. Yeah, they're billionaires now.
Yeah, they can't speak and they don't know how to talk to each other, but they're rich and they look cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they drive Teslas that they invented. Name a more baller move than that.
I don't know. Being Shaq would be probably more baller.
Yeah, Shaq would have been at the top of this pyramid for sure in his high school. Just
For sure. He's got it all.
Yeah.
Acting.
Basketball. Rapping.
Basketball acting.
I mean, Shaq Diesel, great song.
Grepisode.
Yes. So Emily basically learns that you don't have to be mean to be popular. She teaches Shauna this by reading her the Bible, and somehow this doesn't utterly destroy Emily's standing in the school. Somehow that's fine that she busts out the Bible and is like, do unto others. And this girl doesn't go, you're fricked, bud. I'm destroying you on social media.
She might be fricked, though. Like, in the real world, Shauna would just go home and just start blasting her online on the social.
Shauna would have been, like, secretly recording her and then, like, just put it on FaceTube or whatever they call it in this show. InstaSnap.
FaceTube.
Whatever it all is, yeah.
Gigglypuff.
Yeah, that's it. Right, it's like Giggle Snap or something like that. That sounds like a drug that they would do in Malibu Dan, though.
These kids are too young to have phones, and that's my stance.
I'm with you. Yeah, don't let those kids be on social media. It's going to warp their brains, turn them into TikTok influencers.
The internet is so gross. Don't let them.
No. I watched a video yesterday of a guy filming people do a TikTok, like filming the behind the scenes of people doing a TikTok on the street, and they ran up and dumped a bucket of water on a girl who was in on it. And then as they were running past her to continue making the video, one of the guys slipped on the water and face planted so hard that his head bounced off the ground, and then he got back up clearly dazed and kept doing the TikTok. And I was like, this is amazing. This is what people do. Wow, what a life.
Yeah, it's great. I love the TikTok world. I wish I was on TikTok, but I'm just too old to figure it out.
I'm with you, man. I don't whatever. My wife fricks with it, and good for her. She gets a lot out of it. But I told her I'm never doing a dance. I'm not doing that kind of thing. But I'll, if you want to show me funny cat videos, I'm all in.
And that's what it's really all about. And David A.R. White's TikTok. Big ups to David A.R. White's TikTok.
Do your kids. Do this dance. My favorite tweet from the bot that runs David A.R. White's Twitter account.
That was the most insane update on his Twitter that I've ever seen in my entire life. You cannot say those words.
No. You can't. Without clarifying what they mean. Like, if you put a question mark at the end of that sentence, okay, do your kids do this dance? Fine. But there was nothing. So it was just, do your kids, space, do this dance.
Yeah, some punctuation really would have helped that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't think of a way to tie this back into the episode, but it's Arlen's 50th birthday on Friday. Arlen is turning 50. 50 years old, this man is. And
Lordy, look who's 50.
40 Morty, look who's 50. and so the Dan wants to like celebrate. He wants to throw a party for him. But Arlen's like, nah, don't worry about it. I don't want to do anything on my birthday. And Dan's like, it's your 50th birthday. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to be alone on it. I'm just going to be alone.
I being alone means freedom. I'm happy.
Yeah, I choose to be alone, he said. I've chosen to be alone. Incel talk. Troubling. Very disturbing to hear Arlen say those words.
Could you define incel for me?
I guess he's not really an incel in that sense, because I think incel is involuntarily celibate, but he's voluntarily single, so it's kind of the same thing. Him and Holiday should hook up, because she's an incel as well. She's like voluntarily single.
Yeah, she seems put off by being in a relationship quite a lot. This whole adult characterization seems like they're very afraid of sexual nature.
Yeah, well, except at the end of the episode, which we'll get into, but
well,
real quick, what do you think of this line? That Holiday says she has a date on Friday with her broomstick. What do you make of that? Do you, like, my first thought was, is this a witch thing? And then I thought,
she's a witch.
Is this like a cleaning thing? But then obviously you go to, is she just going to get fricked by her broomstick? Like, what does this mean? Why do you have a date with your broomstick? Why would you phrase it like that?
Maybe she has a very skinny man.
Maybe, yeah. That would make sense. She's a very skinny woman, so the two of them would work really well together.
I think frickin' a broomstick would be very sketchy. Like splinters and stuff.
Oh,
like
well,
you'd have to oil it down.
Well, sure, but I mean, it sounds like this isn't the first date she's had with her broomstick.
Maybe it's a plastic broomstick. I'm thinking of oldie.
That seems worse somehow, with the cap
worse
on the end.
Somehow?
Well, usually the end of those broomsticks have like a hook that you can hang it on the wall with.
You're worried about the hook now?
I mean, I'm worried about... Yes. I'm worried about that hook inside of Holiday, yeah.
Get a dilder.
Get a dilder, all right? Talk to the Lord, and the Lord will say, get yourself a dilder.
With automatic he is.
Oh, yeah. Can Christians use dilders? That's a big question that I'm wondering now. Like, is that against the law?
I don't think they can use dildos.
Oh, but dilders are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like they can't say, the JIZZ, but they can say yiz. Mm. It works one-to-one like that.
I appreciate you spelling it, just in case like a child walked by and listened to this episode and was like, I don't know what that spells.
I think you should maybe bleep all of those letters.
I'll bleep the first one so they don't know what it is. But the IZZ, they can still have that. All right, so
I'm so sad for Arlen. It's so hard to even talk about.
So
because,
well, Arlen's gonna be alone on his birthday, and he's gonna be 50, and he's gonna be alone, and he's angry. He's so angry all the time, and then he gets a phone call from somebody, and his reaction to this phone call is to be like, and I listeners, I'm about to do something that is considered offensive, but it's literally what he does in the episode. So this is just me recreating Arlen's phone call. This is not me, Zachariah Ty Bryant, doing this for laughs. This is just me recreating his phone call. So he answers the phone and goes, "Hello? Oh, me no speaky English." And I went, what is this show? Don't do that, Arlen. Don't do that, Malibu Dan.
Yeah, it's very offensive. Very racist.
Not when I
think
do
it was more Mexican.
No, it was very Asian. It was very, very Asian.
I thought it was like, I know speaking English.
Well, that's more Italian than anything else.
Which you can make fun of still.
Of course, yeah. They're on the chopping block, but you can still make fun of them. Hey, make it a gravy. That's what we call sauce. It sucks.
And it's made out of tomatoes. Gravy made out of tomatoes?
Not in my America. So he gets a phone call, answers it in a very racist voice, whether it's Asian or Latino, Latinx, whatever it is, that's fine. But he's like, we find out that it's this woman that he went to high school with named Lisa Ford, and he had a huge crush on her, and she wants to get together with him on Friday at his house. So he's immediately like, Dan, cancel your plans because I'm getting laid.
Yeah. Lordy, look who's got a boner.
Exactly. I have in my notes here, Arlen gets a phone call from a girl from high school, and then I had to quickly make sure I leave more notes that say his high school, not an actual high schooler. He doesn't get a call from a 15-year-old who wants to meet up with him at his house on Friday. Former high schooler, current 50-year-old.
This is a flame from 32 years earlier.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe even earlier than that. Maybe 34 years earlier. I guess he had a crush on her throughout high school.
Yeah, maybe she moved in 10th grade. Who knows?
Exactly, yeah. But he is convinced that he is getting laid on Friday, which, again, more incel stuff. She didn't make any indication that that's what she wanted, but he just assumed that because she wanted to meet at his house, he was like, all right, I better shave. I better shave 30 years worth of pubes off me because I'm getting it in.
He's got a lot of pubes.
Yeah.
A lot of pubes saved up, and they're all over his bathroom floor. When
do you think the last time Arlen got laid was?
Based on his apartment, 10 years?
Oh, wow. I would have said 34 years ago.
Do you think he got it in high school?
Once, yeah. Like, he got really drunk, and a not as drunk girl was like, all right, fine. We'll try it.
Okay, we'll try it.
I mean, especially at the end when he's like talking to Lisa and he's like, I hope I'm not as small as I used to be. And you're like, what does that mean, Arlen? What are you talking about?
I think maybe for his cocaine 20s, he probably like dealt or something. Got a lot of box that way.
Yeah, he had something called a Slitheracci special, where instead of paying money for the cocaine, you could pay with other things.
Cocaine.
You could be a
Pureflix. Hit us up.
Hit us up if you want us to do a whole special about Mary Magdalene.
She was a prostitute.
She was. That's true. We then go to Arlen's apartment. A new set. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, a new set. And then we saw it and I went, oh my God, no new sets. Oh God.
That excitement is just battered down immediately. Like, oh yeah, new set. We can talk about the new set. And then you realize what a sad cave this is for Arlen.
He took the week off work to prepare for this date. It's the day before the date, and his apartment is a disaster. Like, it's like clothes strewn all over the place, dirty dishes strewn all over the place. And it's like, bro, you're 50. Get it together, man. What are you doing?
And after a week of cleaning, what was he truly doing?
Right? How much spaghetti did you eat the night before that you have all these dirty dishes everywhere?
He was probably just on Facebook the whole time, looking at her profile picture and swooning.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Getting out 30 years worth of yiz to, like, just prepare for it. So he had a clear head.
Yeah. Clear yiz, clear head.
Exactly. You don't want your yiz to be clear. I feel like you go to the doctor if that's the case.
I don't know. It's kind of fun yizzing so much it gets to be clear.
Yeah, that's fair. The amount of times in my notes I have, oh no, Arlen, written in all caps.
That's pretty much, that sums up the episode. Oh no, Arlen. That's what it should have been called.
Oh no, Arlen. Oh, all your suits are like 70s suits for some reason. Why wouldn't you just wear the clothes you wear to work? You look very good at work. You're very put together at work. Just wear those suits.
Yeah, the Dumb and Dumber suits don't make any sense. We've seen them in good stuff. Well, not good stuff, but like certainly better than this.
Earlier in this episode, he was in a better suit than any of the stuff he shows Dan.
Yeah, wear those blue shaded glasses, and I don't know.
He does wear those.
40-year-old lady will like that.
He does end up wearing those glasses at the end, and it's a weird decision to wear them inside. Like, this is why I'm like, I don't think Arlen's been laid in 30 years, because he is a crumbling disaster on this quote unquote date. He can't keep it together for 1 second. He is just he's just so swimming in pre that he can't like think straight. It's sad. It's so sad to see a grown man crumble like this.
Well, the actor behind the character is such a good actor that he's really playing it up. Well, he's playing the incel character so well.
He's leaning into the physicality of it using the Heller method.
Oh, the Heller method. Should we do like a special on the Heller method?
Should we just like buy the Heller method and study it?
And become really good actors?
Well, become actors. I mean, nobody who's ever studied the Heller method has gone on to any form of major success from what I've seen, but...
Well, David A.R. White, for
nope,
sure.
I would not even consider that major success.
That's true. What about Beckman?
Oh, Beckman. Beckman is a major success. You're right. So, should we get to the date?
Yeah, let's get to the date.
So Lisa Ford shows up. Lisa Ford and Arlen are sitting on his leather love seat. Gross, first of all. Mm-hmm. The amount of raw bum sweat that's on that, because just sitting naked, pounding it out. What do you think his Friday nights usually are? That, probably. But anyway.
Yeah, like the first 10 years, he probably like had a pair of underwear on, maybe. But like slowly, over time, clothing started like getting taken off, and then he was just pounding off naked.
Oh yeah, he would like take his pants off, put a towel down on the couch, but now that towel's gone. He uses that towel to wipe his face now. He doesn't care.
He truly does not care. This is a man who has no care in the world.
No.
Which is freeing.
It is, but it's also crippling to Arlen. Because he acts like he has no cares, but he has so many cares. He put on so much. He put on 3 different kinds of aftershave. What are you doing?
Yeah, and Dan didn't tell him not to.
Yeah, Dan is kind of a jerk that whole time. Like, he's supposed to be helping him, and Arlen's clearly a mess, but Dan's like, whatever, man, sort it out. It's like, bro, that's what you're here for.
Yeah, be compassionate. Be the Dan that we love.
Right? So Lisa Ford's in the house, and she is a bit of a snack. I gotta say, I was like, Arlen, she's looking good in that outfit. She's like a cutie. I go, okay, Arlen, good luck, man. I hope it works out for you. Because why wouldn't you be? I get why you had a crush on her in high school.
Yeah, she is beautiful, and
she's fine, as
definitely
Arlen says.
Out of his league.
Oh, a million times out of his league. Oh yeah, like playing a different sport, as far as I'm concerned.
Wearing a very cute sundress. Just everything was working for her.
I'm a sucker for a sundress. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she was yeah. So anyway, he's like freaking out. He's bugging out. She's allergic to his aftershave, which bad start. And then he's like, I hope I'm not so little anymore. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And he's totally blowing it. He says like, I love powerful women. #MeToo. And I'm like, what?
The way he says #MeToo is disgusting.
I mean, the way he says #MeToo is like, I hope I don't get #MeToo'd at some point.
Yeah, a middle-aged man with that much gray on his face cannot say those words.
No, he's 50.
I can.
Yeah. Much unlike Eric Estrada, Arlen seems like the kind of guy that would drug a woman. And if Eric Estrada was there, he would have put his hand on Arlen and been like, don't drug this woman, please. Your guardian angel, Eric Estrada, is telling you, don't drug this woman. I would never do that myself.
Eric Estrada should have really played Arlen. I think that would have been a great swap.
And Arlen should have played Kate's dad. I don't know if that would have been believable.
Well, maybe it would, age-wise.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it would have worked though. But Also, it's kind of unsettling because I thought all these people were roughly the same age, and we pegged Kate and Dan like in their late 30s, early 40s. But if Arlen's 50, then does that mean like Dan is 50? I don't know.
I think Kate and Dan are still like 42.
Okay, I can live with that.
I can live with that too.
The real reason Lisa wanted to come over to Arlen's house is because she didn't want to go on a date with him. She wanted to hawk a product on Wake Up Malibu called the Walk in Your Pocket, which, first of all, back to the drawing board on that name. Call it the Pocket Walk or the Pock Walk or the Walk Pock. Don't call it the Walk in Your Pocket. Too wordy. Tighten it up, first of all.
Oh, the writers really needed to take an extra beat on that because you just came up with 3 way better names.
Thank you. Oh, right off the dome, too. I wrote down one, the Pock Walk. That was the only one I wrote down. The rest of them, all off the dome. Easy. And so she tries to, like, pitch this to Arlen, and Arlen's like, oh, and she's like, oh, no. Did you think this was a date? And Arlen's like, yeah. And she goes, ew. And I go, oh, Arlen. Arlen, no.
Ew,
she says.
I mean, he's so crumpled that he's being honest.
Yeah. It's his 50th birthday. This is happening on his 50th birthday. And
like, he legit goes into a semi-fetal position, and he's just like, he's crumpled.
His crush from high school, who he's pined after his whole life, comes over to his house on his 50th birthday, and when she finds out he thought it was a date, she says you to him. Oh, oh my heart. Oh, Arlen.
This episode is sad. If they went for, like, crushing heartache, they got it.
This is sadder than Requiem for a Dream. This is sadder than any sad movie you've ever seen. Because
Schindler's List.
Yes, sadder than seeing that little red dress in the pile of dead bodies in Schindler's List. Sadder than that. But
too sad.
It doesn't stop there. It gets even sadder because she leaves. Lisa leaves. She's like, "Oh God, I'm out of here." She leaves. Arlen's sitting on his couch, like softly singing "Happy Birthday" to himself, eating chocolates that he bought for her. So sad. From there, we cut to Dan and Kate laughing in bed together, having a great time in their great marriage, bragging about how great their daughter is and how great their life is. It's such a sad cut.
And then the innuendo of them having, Wookiee.
Oh, well, they're like, Dan's like, I'm kind of hungry. And Kate goes,
yeah.
Do we have time? Isn't it too late? Won't we wake up Emily? And he's like, we can be quiet. And I'm like, whoa, all right, okay.
They're getting it on.
So they go downstairs, and Arlen is in their kitchen for some reason, with his head in the freezer for some reason. And so he's like, they have this conversation where he's like, oh, it's time for Arlen Haggard to reevaluate his life. And the crowd laughs at him when he says that. And then he shows them the Pock Walk. And Dan's like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing ever. So he immediately goes and starts cooking with it. He pours dry pasta into it and is like, well, this is great. I'm like, well, that's not going to cook anything, Dan. What are you doing?
No, but they get the sound effect down.
Mm-hmm. And Arlen says, I've spent my entire adult life alone. And I don't mind being alone. I just don't like being lonely. And the crowd laughs at him again when he says all that. Like, you're killing me, Arlen. You're killing me right now.
Great crowd work.
Yeah. Again, it is his 50th birthday. For some people, this is one of the most important birthdays in their life after, like, 19 or 18 or 21, wherever you are, right? Like, 50's a big one.
It's a huge turning point.
For my mom's 50th birthday, we rented her an SUV limo. We secretly invited all of her friends and family to a surprise party in the backyard. We took her for a ride in this SUV limo around the city. It's always been her dream to ride in a limousine. So we got her a limousine, drove her around the city, and then when we drove up, all of her loved ones were on the front lawn cheering and clapping and like celebrating her. That's how we celebrated her 50th birthday. Arlen celebrated his 50th birthday in Dan Marshall's kitchen, alone, sad. That's how he celebrated his 50th.
Yeah, basically the exact opposite birthday that your mother received. That was very
Yeah.
nice of you.
Thank you. Yeah,
And
we
your
were
family.
we were really proud of that one. That we hit a home run. I got some great pictures of her like seeing everybody and just being like, like it was a pretty magical day for sure. But Dan is trying to give Arlen advice, and he's like, you just got to get back up on the horse. And sometimes life is not what it seems, and sometimes watermelons have seeds, and sometimes they don't. And Kate is like, this is all bad advice. What are you doing?
Yeah, Dan's being a real dink, but Kate's there.
Kind of. Like, Kate's just like a shoulder for Arlen to cry on. This is going to be a long episode, but it's such a sad episode. We have to dig deep into it.
Well, Kate wants the bangs too. I mean, woman's got to get it as well.
Exactly. So this is the good advice that Dan gives Arlen. This is how the positive note that the episode ends on. Dan goes, Arlen, you are not alone. I love you, buddy. And that's it. Arlen should have gone, that's the saddest thing anyone's ever said to me on my 50th birthday. A coworker loves me. Wow. What a great life I have.
And it's like a pseudo friend work love.
Yeah.
It's not real love.
Mm-mm. He wouldn't give him a kidney. Like, he was just, I love you. Like the way I love the mailman. He brings me my mail. I
Kiss
love
him on the lips.
No. Would you?
Arlen?
Either one. Dan, yes. Arlen.
Dan, yes, for sure. I'd kiss him on the lips. That is a given.
He wouldn't like that though. He wouldn't let a man kiss his hand. He's not going to let you kiss him on the lips.
No, he would have like an anti-cum.
He would he would bear mace you if you tried to do that.
Yeah, his like nipples would go inward.
You'd hear them pop, and then they'd suck inwards. He'd go, my piercings. So Dan says, Arlen, you are not alone. I love you, buddy. And then him and Kate, like Dan and Kate, giggling like little kids, run upstairs and are like, okay, bye, lock up before you leave. And then they run upstairs and you hear cooking sounds that are supposed to mimic sex sounds. So it's like he's stirring the wok and it's like, shk, 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 shk. And then you hear a ding and Dan goes, I'm done. And Arlen is just sitting in their kitchen alone on his 50th birthday, listening to his friend and his friend's hot wife cooking food in bed together. And he's just
in their lovely home,
in their giant home. He's in a single bedroom apartment, maybe. On the other side of the camera in his apartment might just be his bed and kitchen. We don't know. He might share a bathroom. We don't know.
Building no equity.
No. 50. It's too late for you, Arlen. It's too late. You better hope you never lose this job, because otherwise, man, that's it. You clearly don't have any savings or anything. Where's all your money going? Booze. Never mind. I got it.
I hope the next episode, Arlen's no longer there and he moved to Jamaica to retire.
And they just don't explain. They don't explain why he comes back after the two-parter.
Oh my God, this crushed me.
Yeah.
I mean, making fun of Arlen is one thing, and he looks like just the worst person ever.
Yeah.
But seeing it, getting confronted with his life choices and the life he has led, and he's 50, is so heartbreaking.
This is the saddest television has ever made me. Even sadder than when Anthony Edwards died on ER. Even sadder than that. This is the saddest moment in television history. My voice is breaking. I'm so sad.
This is sadder than when Will Smith's father left him hanging.
Oh, sadder.
And Uncle Phil had to be there for him.
Why doesn't he love me, man?
Way sadder.
Instead of hearing that, instead of hearing why doesn't he love me, man, we hear Arlen, you're not alone. I love you, buddy. And that's sadder. That sentence is sadder than why doesn't my dad love me, Uncle Phil?
Maybe David A.R. White should transition to heartbreaking comedies instead of Beckman.
It's a great idea. Like, I don't like Greek tragedies. That's what Arlen's life is from the looks of it.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin.
His life would be less sad if he was turning 40. If he was turning 40, I would be like, that sucks, but you can turn it around. 50?
Yeah.
I think that's it for you, man. Like, you're in Malibu and you're alone at 50. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, Malibu 50 is like Ohio 40. So maybe he does have time.
Maybe, but he's got a lot of work ahead of him.
50 to 60 is such a deterioration. I'm sorry to say, if you're within that age range, just biologically, your body just starts breaking down. It's so sad. This is so sad.
It's such a sad thing.
I don't want to say these things. Arlen's making me say these things.
You have to. Arlen made me talk with a racist Chinese voice. He made me talk like that. Asian, sorry. But like, so Arlen brings out the worst in us. Maybe I'm starting to understand why he's alone. He brings out the worst in people. You know what? I hate you, Arlen. I'm glad you're alone.
Oh my God. What a morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeesh, manish. Well, this is our longest Malibu Dan episode yet, and it's our saddest.
Really?
So, yeah, we're at 40 minutes already.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I love you.
You know what, Johnny? You are not alone. I love you, buddy.
We love you.
We love you, but not you, Arlen. You're going to die alone. Oh.
I love him even more.
Oh, no. Oh, it's not playing. Hang on. Let me take that again.
Do you want me to vamp?
No, I got it sorted out. Let's take that again. And I'm not going to edit any of it out. Johnny, you are not alone. I love you, buddy.
Well, you are not alone because I love you.
Well, listeners, you're not alone because we love you. Except you, Arlen, you're going to die alone.
Let's take that again.
All right, let's take that again. Johnny, you are not alone because I love you, buddy.
Zachariah, you are not alone because I love you.
And listeners, you are not alone
because
we love you. Except you, Arlen, you're going to die alone. Malibu Dan! Nailed it on that one. Malibu Dan! I love it! I love it! Except you, Arlen.